In this clip, I'll be showing you how to import the Virgin Movies text file into Excel and saving it with a suitable file name. So to get started, I'd like you to open up Excel like I have, and then go to the Data tab and then select From Text. Then you need to navigate your way through to the Virgin Movies text file. Select the Virgin Movies text file as I've done, and then select Import. Here you need to select Next, Next again, and then Finish. This is basically asking you where would you like to start it off, and if you look here, A1, it's highlighted. Ensure that you don't click on any other cell. Once you've done that, just select OK. There you have it, you've successfully imported the Virgin Movies text file. Second task, which is formatting your spreadsheet. So let's get back to the spreadsheet that we've imported the data to, and let's highlight the title. So you highlight by clicking on the title and dragging it down, so ensuring that you've covered both cells. Next step is to make the title bigger so it stands out. Make it bold and underlined so it's obvious that is the title. Once you've done that, I'd like you to separate the text target revenue and the price 7,500 from one another. To do this, we need to delete the cost and paste it into the cell on the right hand side, which is B4, and then put 7,500 in and press enter. Adding borders. So to do this, first of all, you need to highlight the cells you wish to add a border around, and then select the arrow pointing downwards near the border icon, and then select all borders. Next, you'll need to add a border around the movie table. So highlight all the data, including the column headings and movies, and then select the all borders icon. And finally, add borders to the category table and do the same again, select all borders. How to format your column headings. To do this, first of all, you need to highlight the column headings like I have, and then select the B to make the text bold, and then add colour to them so they're obvious. So I'll be choosing yellow. Same again, highlight the column headings, make them bold, and add colour to them. And once again, do the same. Doesn't matter what order you do it in. In this clip, I'll be showing you how to filter the movies to show the PG certificates. Just remember that you will need to take a screenshot of this and save it in a Word document for evidence for your official assignment. So to complete this task, first of all, you need to go back to your spreadsheet. You need to select the certificate rating column like I have. So I've clicked on certificate rating. Then you need to select the Data tab and select Filter. Once you've done that, you'll see an arrow pointing downwards pop up. Here, click on that and untick U and select OK. Before you move on to the next task, you need to take off the filter that you placed in the previous task. In order to do that, you need to select the icon within the certificate rating cell and then select all. So just ensure that the PG and the U boxes are checked and then click on OK. And now you can move on to the next task. Calculating the total purchases for each movie. So what you need to do here is add a new column. Then you need to use a function to calculate the total purchases for each movie, and finally you need to ensure that you include only the 3 months in the function. So open up your spreadsheet and add a new column heading. So in this case it will be total purchases. If you do get the same problem as me where your text flows into the next cell, what you will need to do is adjust the width of the column. So to do this, you can double click between the two cells, G and H, two columns, sorry, and double click and it'll automatically adjust for you. The next step is to insert your function. Just remember, all functions and formulas start off with an equals, and then you put in sum, double click on the sum, and then highlight the 3 months. So month 1, 2, 3, and finally hit enter. So again, equals, sum, double click on it, highlight the 3 cells, so month 1, 2, 3, and then hit enter. You need to continue doing this until you've done it for all of the cells. So once more, and hit enter. There's also a trick to this to speed up the process. If you click on the bottom right hand corner, so if you look at my arrow, it's changed, and just drag it down all the way to the bottom, it should automatically calculate it for you. In this clip, I'll be showing you how to format column G to make it look more professional and blend in with the rest of your spreadsheet. So to do this, first of all, you need to select the total purchases text, make it bold, and choose the same color as your other column headings. This will ensure that it looks professional. And then secondly, you need to highlight the column with all the data in and add borders around it. In order to attain the maximum marks for this task in your official assignment, you will need to provide evidence of this, and this could be your final result. So take a screenshot of the top 5 most popular movies and save it into a Word document with a suitable file name. So in order to complete this task, first of all, you need to select the total purchases column heading. Then you need to go to the data tab, select it, and then select sort. And then in the sort by, select the arrow pointing downwards and select total purchases. We want to sort it on values, and then you need to select your order. So what we're looking for is largest to smallest. Once you're happy with that, select OK. There you have it. You have your total purchases in order of largest to smallest. How to calculate the total purchases for each category of movie. So to do this, what you first need to do is select the category column heading, and then go up to the data tab and select sort. Here you need to sort by category, so you need to change the total purchases to category. You need to sort it on values and order A to Z. So select A to Z and then select OK. There you have it, you've successfully completed the first part of the task. Now we need to calculate the total purchases for each category. To do this, firstly we need to insert a new column heading called total purchases, and then insert a function. But before we do that, we need to adjust the cell so the text fits in there nicely and it looks professional. So now we need to insert a function to calculate the total purchases for category A. So to do this, we need to start off with equals. So just remember, all formulas and functions begin with an equals. And then we need to put in sum. Double click on sum. This is to calculate the total purchases for category A. And then highlight all the category A movies and hit enter. And there you have it, you've successfully calculated the total purchases for category A, which is 1,811. Your value might be different, so don't go on my value, guys. The next step is to calculate the total for category B. So start off with equals, sum, double click on sum, scroll down to the beginning of category B, highlight the total purchases for category B, and hit enter. and the total purchases for category B is 1,750, and finally category C, so equals sum. Double click on sum, scroll all the way down to category C, highlight the total purchase of category C, and then hit enter. There you have it, you've successfully calculated the total purchases for category A, B and C. Now you need to format the table so it looks professional. So to do this, select the total purchases cell, select the home tab and change the colour of the cell and make the text bold and add borders around the total purchases and including the heading. So select the arrow pointing downwards near the border icon and all borders. I'll be showing you how to calculate the average number of purchases for each category and then rounding them up to the nearest whole number. So to start off with, what I need you to do is create a column to record these details. So open up your spreadsheet and in cell J1 you need to insert a column heading called average and then click enter. The next step is to put a border around this column. So highlight average and the 3 cells below it and then select all borders. The next step is to use a function to calculate the average number of purchases for each category. So to do this, we will need to use the average function. It is essential for this task. So remember, all formulas and functions start off with equals and then average. Double click on the average text and then highlight all the total purchases within category A. So category A up till row 24, hit enter. And there you have it, you've successfully calculated the average for category A. The next step is to calculate it for category B. So do the same again. But this time you need to go all the way down and ensure that you only highlight category B. So category B. And then hit enter. And finally category C. Just double click on average and highlight category C. The final part of the task is to format the cells to show only whole numbers, meaning no decimal places. So if you go back to your spreadsheet, highlight the 3 averages for category A, B and C, and then select the decrease decimal icon and just click on that until all of the decimal places disappear. How to calculate whether or not Adam has reached his target revenue of £7,500. So to start off with, we need to calculate the income made from each category. So open up your spreadsheet and insert a new heading called category income. Hit enter and then just adjust the cell and then add borders around it. So the first 4 cells including the column heading and then select all borders. So now we need to calculate the income made from each category. So to do this, we need to multiply price per stream by the total purchases. So to do this, we always start off with an equals and then select cell H2 because that's the one we want to multiply by I2, which is the total purchases. So put in the multiplication symbol, which is a star, and then select I2 and hit enter. Same again, start off with equals, but this time it's going to be cell H3 for category B. Again, the star symbol to multiply, and then I3 and hit enter. And finally, category C will be the same, but remember, you put in your equals, H4 multiplied by I4 and then hit enter. There you have it, you successfully calculated the category income for each category. Now you need to calculate the overall income using a function. So to do this, first of all, you need to insert a new column heading called total income. Once you've done that, you need to use a function to calculate this. So you start off with equals, and the function that we need to use is the sum function. So sum, double click on sum, and then highlight the total of each category and hit enter. There you have it, you've successfully calculated the total overall income. Before we move on to the final part of the task, we need to format our spreadsheet so it looks professional. So what I would like you to do is highlight the data below price per stream column heading and select the currency symbol, which is just below the general text. And then do the same again, but this time for the category income, and finally for the total income. The next step is to add borders around the total income and make the column heading more obvious. So add color to it, center, and make it bold. Now you're ready to move on to the next part of the task. Now we're going to find out whether or not Adam has reached his target revenue of £7,500. So in order to do this, you need to create a column and use a function. So let's go back to our spreadsheet and insert a new column heading, target revenue met, with a question mark, as it's a question whether he has or he hasn't met his target revenue. Now we need to find out whether the target revenue has been met. So what we're going to be doing is checking whether the total income is greater than or equal to the target revenue. So to do this, we're going to be using the if statement. So let's start off with equals if, double click on if the total income is greater than or equal to 7,500, comma, and then put yes in speech marks, yes, close, comma, meaning if it is, then say yes, else say no, and ensure that you put this in speech marks, and then hit enter, and your answer is no. It's asking you if a 10% discount on the price of streaming movies combined with the 10% increase in purchases help Adam reach his target revenue. So to do this, we need to add a new column to show a 10% discount and then calculate the new price per category. So to do this, you need to add a new column and a column heading. So just above the total purchases column heading, you need to right click and insert a new column. The next step is to insert a column heading, which in this case is 10% discount. And then click enter. The next part of the task is to work out the 10% discount. In order to do this, you need to multiply the cost by 0.9. So remember, all formulas and functions start off with an equals, the price per stream cost, multiplied by 0.9, and then hit enter. Do the same again for category B and C. So equals 1.25 multiplied by 0.9, and finally once more 0.9. The next part of the task is to add a new column which shows an increase in purchases of 10% and then round that to the nearest whole number. So to do this, what we need to do is add a new column, and the way we're going to do this is just click above the average column heading, right click and select insert. Now you need to insert a column heading which could be 10% increase. Now we need to calculate the 10% increase of the total purchases. So to do this, we need to multiply the total purchases for each category by 1.1. So remember, all formulas and functions start off with an equals. Total purchases for category A multiplied by 1.1. Hit enter. Same again, equals total purchases multiplied by 1.1 and hit enter, and once more for category C. So equals total purchases multiplied by 1.1 and enter. So now you've successfully calculated the total purchases, however they're not close to the nearest whole number as they've got decimal places, category A and category C. So to get rid of these decimal places, you need to select the decrease decimal icon once and once again. Your next task is to calculate the new income. This can be done by multiplying the 10% discount by the 10% increase in the total purchases. But before we do calculate the new income, what we need to do is insert a new column, preferably after the category income. So right click just above the target revenue met and select insert to insert your new column. Give your column a new heading or a suitable heading, so discount income. Next step is to write a formula that will calculate the new income, which is equals 10% discount for category A multiplied by the 10% increase for category A, and then hit enter. Do the same again, equals 10% discount for category B multiplied by the 10% increase, and once more, equals 10% for category C multiplied by the 10% increase. Your next task is to calculate the new overall total income, and this is for the discount income that you've just calculated. So to do this, what we need to do is insert a new column heading on the side of total income, and we can call this one total discount income, and just adjust your cell by clicking between the N and the O. And now you need to use a function in order to calculate the total discount income. So remember, all formulas and functions start off with an equals, and we're going to use the sum function to calculate the total discount income, and highlight category A, B and C and then hit enter. Your final task is to use a function to calculate if the target income of £7,500 was met or not. In order for you to complete this task, you need to use a function, and the function that you need to use is the if function. So remember, all formulas and functions start off with an equals, and the function that we're using is the if function, so type in if and double click on it. The next step is to find out if the total discount income is greater than or equal to the £7,500, comma, if it is, then say yes, ensure that you do put the yes in speech marks, comma, else say no, and then ensure once again that is in speech marks, and then hit enter. There you have it, you've successfully completed the task.